In this video we are going to learn about ICT chapter 1 from grade 10. Images, words, numbers, symbol which do not convey a meaning. Now when these elements standing alone without providing any meaningful ideas, then we call it as raw data. No meaning. Once it processed, we obtain information. Information is obtained by processing data. Example, recording humidity for 1 month. Right? We just record the value. No meaning. Once we calculate average, minimum or maximum value, then that become information. We have come to a conclusion. This is the average, this is the minimum, this is the maximum. Right? Always then data process, we obtain information. Quality of information is very important. We need to consider relevancy, completeness, accuracy, timeliness, low cost. Relevancy means only related information. When you are applying a job, you no need to provide whatever the marks you obtain for grade 9 or grade 8, O level or above. That is relevancy, only related information. Completeness, we need to provide complete information. Now for example, when we are providing information regarding a patient, we need to provide the complete information. Otherwise, doctor might give wrong prescriptions. Likewise, when we consider the population, we need to consider the enough adequate amount. Right? For the entire population, if we just consider only tiny portion from one particular area, is not enough. So that is actually the completeness. Accuracy means the providing information should maintain accurate value. Timeliness means up to date information. Yesterday's weather not going to provide any time up to date information for today. Low cost means when we are spending more money to gain profit, right? Whatever the profit we are gaining, it should be more than the amount spent. But to gain the profit, if we spend more money, then we are running under cost. Right? That is, we are calling it as low cost, running under lost. So now it is very clear, data input, processing and data output are component of a system. Right? System, the three main part: input, processing, output. Now just we'll consider this example, ATM system. What is the input? Card. Or then we enter PIN number, then we provide transaction detail. All these are input. Then what's the process? Validation. It will check whether the card is valid, PIN number is correct. Then communication, the ATM communicate with the bank central server through a host processor. Right? In the machine itself there is a processor, so therefore it can process. Then account verification. All these are processing. After input, it communicate with the bank server, then it account verification is done, then the transaction processing is activated. Finally, cash dispensing, just the output, and providing receipt, on screen display. All these are output. So we should be able to clearly identify what is the input, what is processing, what is output, right? Once you clearly identify the processing part, then we can clearly differentiate input and output. Barcode reader, input is barcode, right? You know, the like tiny black color strips, the supermarkets and all, normally it is pasted, no? So they are actually the details all included, not much, like price, date, likewise. So the QR code is advanced than the barcode, can provide more information. Then input is barcode, process reading barcode, right? There is a device to read the barcode, no? It only process. Output is accordingly it will print the bill. And certain times we get confused after learning all this, right? Now users may be involved in data processing in addition to machines. For example, now if you use let's say you are using the spreadsheet software to calculate, so you need to apply the formula. You should know the formula, how to apply it. Then the main processing is done by you, right? So that part should be very clear, right? Therefore we also involve in processing. Then we should understand data and non-data processing. Now calculating a payroll or updating inventory after sale, all these actually we need to provide data, right? So here the computer system use only electric signal, no? Even if you are using the software or whatever, finally computer system use binary signal 0 or 1. Even the data processing it use 0 or 1, but the data processing is done there. Now what is non-data processing? Electrical signals, that are also 1 and 0, no? Moving through the motherboard, right, to provide controls, right, and maintain communication between devices. So these actually not processing any data, so therefore known as non-data processing. Now just you are copying a file from one place to another place, processing is done, but we can't call it as a data processing because their input process output is not there, right? Now it should be very clear. Then finally the ICT mean the technology that is used to exchange the process data is called information and communication technology. The exchange part only we are using communication, otherwise it will be IT, information technology, right? Next video we are going to see application of ICT. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.